Another essential computer skill which you need to know to be a successful online student is to understand what a browser is and to figure out which browser you are using, which version of a browser you are using. What is a browser? When you are browsing the internet, you are using some program to do that browsing. And the program that you're using to browse the internet, that is known as a browser. There are several different browsers that are out there on the market. For instance, right here, I am using Google Chrome. But instead of using Google Chrome, which is this icon right there, I could have also used Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is another browser that's out there in the marketplace. In fact, if you go to Google and you search for browsers, right? Mozilla Firefox is a browser. Opera is a browser. Chrome is a browser. Internet Explorer is a browser. Firefox is a browser, right? We said Firefox already. Safari, Chrome. What am I leaving out? Internet Explorer. Close enough. Those are the browsers. Browsers allow you to browse the internet. How do you find out which version of browser you're using? Because sometimes you'll need to use the most recent version of a browser. You can usually go to properties somewhere. So here in Google Chrome, I could come over here and click these things and, and there's about Google Chrome right there. And when I click that, it tells me I'm using version 28, whatever that means, right? And I could also check to make sure that it's up to date. So this just told me it's up to date. What about an Internet Explorer? I could come over to my settings right here, and I could choose About Internet Explorer, and it tells me that I have this version of Internet Explorer right there. And I wonder if there's some way to check for updates real easily right here. And I don't see checking for updates. But I could go onto Google and I could search for, Internet Explorer and find out what's the most recent version. So I've got version 10. So if I went onto Google and I search for Internet Explorer, download, all right, here we go, and I'm on version 10, and Explorer 10 here, right, is what they say is the current one. That's what I see right there. So good, we got the most current one. Nice to know. So that's how you figure out which browser you're using and also what version you're using. And sometimes your teacher will request that you only use Internet Explorer, which would be this blue E, or you only use Google Chrome, right? Because sometimes some software requires a certain browser to run. And so now you will know what a browser is, and how to figure out which one you need. And if you're asked to use a certain one, you could go and, like, let's say I want to use Google Chrome, which I think is the best one out there because Google is the best tech company around. You could go to Chrome Download if you don't already have Google Chrome. And if you go to Chrome browser, Google, you could choose to download Chrome, and then it will install on your machine, and you will have that browser for browsing the web, which is the safest and most secure browser in the marketplace from my perspective.